Hello and welcome to the daily newscast within the United Countries special by First Ukraine. You can find us at the frequencies available at our website, firsttoday.com. Taras Chechko is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. For the last day in the ATO zone, one Ukrainian soldier was killed. The other 13 were injured. Militants fired Ukrainian military forces more than 70 times. In particular, the highest number and intensity of attacks with Grad missile systems was recorded near Debaltseve. This was said by spokesman of the National Security and Defense Council Andriy Lysenko. Details in the following story.
300 of Russian militaries died, 300 were wounded during tension in Donetsk airport that all were announced in Joint Chiefs of Staff of Ukraine. In strategic plan, it is profitable position. The Donetsk airport is situated in Donetsk city territory. Today in Donetsk fight 32,400 people, from them 8,000 are Russian soldiers. Other numbers is so-called illegal numbers. With tank, artillery, mortars and Grad terrorists fired Ukrainian positions near settlement Avdiivka, Tonenke, Novokalinova, Novobukhmutivka and Opytne. Also fired Debaltseve. In Lugansk region, soldiers fired at all positions near Shastya. In the region of Bakhmutivska Road, Donetsky village, near Tokhizbenka settlement and in Stanitsi Luhanska fired with firearms. We received information from guerrilla group of the Donetsk region. The 1st of December, with forces of armed forces of Ukraine, but soldiers were destroyed near 50 militants on the farm of Staromykhailivka region. The next day, they reduced the amount of Russian soldiers by 10 people. In this day, guerrilla groups killed another 50 soldiers with huge support of Ukrainian militants in Petrivka region. So during 2 days, guerrilla group killed 110 enemies. In Lugansk region, near state border on the way Kolesnikivka, Krayina, Manostsky, Russia, there was a battle with Russian intelligence officers group. In this region, border guards, armed forces of Ukraine, Ministry of Interim Affairs and armed forces conducted anti-sabotage operation and found out this Russian group. Enemy suffered greatly and had to retreat. As a result of this battle, one of our soldiers was wounded. In order to evacuate the wounded soldier, arrived this armored car Couloir. The car was undermined and armor has saved border guards' lives.
More than 32,000 militants are at war in the Donbas. Among them, ranging from 6,000 to 10,000 Russian soldiers. These data were provided by a Major General, representative of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Alexander Rozmaznin. He said that the soldiers are fired from the armed forces of Russia. They sign a contract and then they are sent to Ukraine. Among the mercenaries are Kadyrov soldiers from Chechnya and Cossacks.
Photo of different Cossacks representatives of Russia, Tarska, Zabaikalska and other. Right here on the photo, Volsky Cossacks, those, we should say, the characters involved in looting, especially Cossacks, were famous in the territory of Donbas, that they are murderers of fire grilled. It is clearly.
In the areas of the Donbas, controlled by militants, there are military trucks and armored personnel carriers without any marks. These facts were recorded by the OSCE observers. According to their information, near Makiivka, which is in Donetsk Oblast, the representatives of the mission saw 27 military vehicles without any marks that were moving to the west. Also near Ilovaisk, they recorded 4 armored vehicles with fixed machine guns. The vehicles were heading southeast. The OSCE observers reported on the 2nd of December near Pavlopilya, not far from Mariupol, militants fired the mission drones with anti-aircraft systems. The apparatus was attacked at a time when it recorded military trucks with people. The drone was not damaged. After shelling, the drone once again recorded the emergence of new attacks and armored personnel carriers in the area.
Ukraine. His Excellency Mr. Klim.
The situation in Ukraine led to the crisis in the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. This is claimed by its members and an open OSCE Ministerial Council. It takes place in Basel, Switzerland. The representative of the Parliamentary Assembly, Ilka Kanerva, declared that Russia can solve the crisis in the Donbas, but does not do so. Kremlin is to stop supporting militants and also to release the territory of crisis Crimea, as well as of Georgia and Moldova. OSCE Chairman Didier Burkhalter said that now it is difficult to take any decisions because the organization adopts them only by consensus. That means that each country, including Russia, can block a decision.
Statement and the full text.
Switzerland will support the special monitoring mission with a further 2 million Swiss francs. We are also ready to provide substantial support to any political dialogue within Ukraine.
The Russian aggression against Ukraine, which resulted in illegal occupation and annexation of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and the city of Sevastopol, as well as escalation in Ukraine's east, not just violated my country's territorial integrity and sovereignty, but also undermined and will further undermine European security and continues to imperil the regional and international peace and stability.
The counter-terrorist operation in Russia, in Grozny, during firefights with insurgents. According to the preliminary information, 10 security forces officers were killed. The other 28 were injured. Police managed to eliminate 7 insurgents. Residents are prohibited to walk in the streets. There are some problems with internet and mobile communications. Our correspondent will tell you more.
The bloody events in Grozny started at about the 2nd hour at night. The road patrol stopped a suspicious car. The militants who were inside opened fire and killed 3 policemen. After they captured house of press. After a long firefight, police eliminated 7 attackers. However, in the room started a large fire. Inhabitants of nearest houses were prohibited to enter the street. People from their windows moved. All on the video cameras on these farms can be seen as a burning passenger's car. Who they are, the police, militants or local residents, known. Several soldiers moved into school. It was surrounded. The head of the Chechnya Republic, Ramazan Kadyrov, personally supervised the operation. All talks about that in the city managed militants are absolutely false. In the town, as always drives car, although they interfere participants of operation. What has happened attempt to create the appearance of the existence of some force, but it failed. We don't exclude that these people can come from another region. There are no participants in Chechnya that can create illegal military formations. The city entered many mujahids. This is an act of revenge for Murtadis having dared to reduce of Muslim women, our sisters. This is Shahid operation, and we will fight to the death. In Grozny appeared problems with mobile contact and internet. In the city is still leading regime of contra-operation. On the streets driving armored cars, policemen are supervising. Lesa Krasun, First Ukraine.
Russia will continue to support Ukraine's sovereignty and will not be engaged in expensive arms race. This was stated by President Volodymyr Putin during his annual address to the Federal Assembly in the George Hall. He was listened to by more than 1,000 of people. The Russian president began exactly with the topic of Ukraine. Once again, he called the revolution of dignity as a cope. He's indignant by the fact that the Russians were not invited to the dialogue on the European integration of Ukraine. And start of the quotation, if to speak in common words, we were just shown out. End of the quotation. He justified the annexation of Crimea with the intention to protect compatriots.
Russia shows that it is ready to defend on compatriots and protect truth and justice. For Russia, Crimea, Asian Kherson, Kherson, Sevastopol have sacred importance and civilization importance, like Temple Mount for Jews and Muslims.
Ukraine parted with Yevhen Svarstyuk. He was a poet, philosopher, writer, critic, and public figure. He is the author of self-publishing Ukrainian texts, Cathedral in Scaffolding, and Regarding the Process over Pogruzhalsky. Yevhen spent 7 years in Soviet labor camps and 5 years in exile. During the burial service in the house of teacher, Kobzar Kompanichenko sang for Yevhen Svarstyuk, and there was the photo where Svarstyuk carried the cross with the inscription "To slaughtered sons and daughters of the Ukrainian people," taken in the tract of Sandormokh. It is in Karelia. There In the 1930s, the People's Commissariat for Internal Affairs showed almost 10,000 of artists of the Ukrainian Renaissance. The farewell lasted more than 3 hours.
I knew his works. I read his work on Porhushansky case, Cathedral under construction, Mom's holidays, Kotlяревsky's laughing. In my student years, I imagined Svastyuk as celestial one. It is a person the Soviet government could not back down. Because he was imprisoned and banished, he could not devote himself to his favorite work in the Middle Age. That is the person that did not break down by new Ukrainian government with flattery and awards. He was critical to government all the time.
On the first day of January, the issuing of biometric passports is to start in the country. The printing plant Ukraine is ready to print them. How the documents will be protected and how much they will cost, our correspondent knows about this.
This machine on Ukraine polygraph plant still print ordinary foreign passports, but from the new year he will be a new one, biometric IDs. We have 100 passports during 35 minutes. Passports goes couple of cycles, during which the data about person is stored with the adding of couple defense levels. Before this ID will be personified, we have a check procedures. We control if all security protection degrees are in place. Fibers and pictures on passport page should shine in UV light. Also, the watermarks should be showed. For example, the golden gate on every page of ID with the page number. For new passport prints, they switched this module on the line. It will write biometric data on the ID chip, for example, photographs. Chip that I'm holding in the hands, you can see it, black square. It is chip, but it has antenna around. On this passport example, it is not visually seen the existence of chip, but you can see it with the right angle. You can see the same black square. So now the territory of Ukraine polygraph plant not only prints the passport, but writes the personal data on it. Earlier this procedure was held in the special center of personification in V.Demchishin, and now it became the part of the plant and its equipment was moved into Kiev. When the criminal theoretically will have the empty passports, he can, with some equipment, write some information on chip. So from the security point of view, it is very important that production is based in one place. Plant is ready to print 200,000 passports per day and personalize 9,000. So if there is a demand on the biometric passports, the plant will buy new equipment. Citizens will have the choice to get ordinary or biometric passports, and it will produce in 20 days. We will have two variants of biometric passport design. Production, 2 working days standard period or 7 working days according to faster procedure. And you should pay full duty and administrative expenditures. What will be the price of passport is still unknown. No immigration service, neither the Ukrainian printing plant. And the only price that is being named is 15 euro, 300 hryvnias, the price of empty ID. But what will be the cost of duty and administrative expenditures is unknown. The officials are waiting the government decision. Pavlo Tyrsky, V.Demchishin, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firsttoday.com. Taras Chechko was working for you in the studio. We wish you only good news. Take care and goodbye.